Welcome everyone to today's SIG Node triage and CI meeting. I am currently hosting today because Sergey is unavailable. So let us go through the board. It looks like we've got 8 things in triage, 20 issues to do, some issues in progress. Oh, and let me also pull up the agenda. Oh, and I forgot the date. It is Wednesday, March 10th, 2021. So it looks like we have just one agenda item, which is the deflake of the SIG Node alpha tab, which I think we have successfully done. Amim, do you want to talk more about this?
Yeah, finally. Looks like
Finally.
there was missing the runtime config. This is some parameter used by API server. So kube test was swallowing this parameter, not passing to the signal test at all. And now we have this on the runtime.
That's great. Okay. So that's our one agenda item, and I guess let's look at it and be odd. Ooh, look at all those not failures. I don't see red every day. That's amazing. There are actually tests running. That's amazing. Go us. That's great work. Thank you so much for looking into that, because I know that that's been a slog. And this is before when, it failed every single time. So look at that stark difference as of whatever this time and date is. Looks like March 9th, so yesterday. Brilliant. Okay, so do we have any other items for the agenda? Or shall I jump into triage? Sounds like no. Let's jump into triage. So I have not actually looked into this. Sergey started, and I had also started, but I got distracted by caps. So it looks like we've got a bunch of stuff to triage for PRs and issues. Let's maybe start with the issues. And this one is probably a good place to start because I have already kind of looked into this. I tried to report this, but it was the day of the great everybody gets logged out from GitHub, and then GitHub banned me and ate my flake report for 8 hours. So I think that Matthias is looking into this. There is, as far as I'm aware, a work in progress PR. I think it's this one, 99998. So I will attach that and maybe assign it to him. And this is certainly triage accepted. Race condition from Liggett. And it looks like Yeonju Kim has taken a look. That's great. And there's a PR up, which I think is in our column here. So let me just double check. So that's taken care of, which is good, like having assignees. So let's triage accept this. And put this in progress. We'll come back to that. Oh, you put a lifecycle frozen on there. Don't do that. Let's see. So now I guess we've just got some PRs. Would you like me to go over the triage PRs first or the to-do issues first? We've got a lot on the board, it looks like. Or do we want to go over updates on in-progress issues? I'm open to suggestion.
I don't mind. I just want to say something.
Oh, go ahead.
No, really, I was just about to say something because otherwise I felt awkward silence, but I don't mind, so your call.
Yeah, no, don't mind anything either.
Okay. We have a very amenable audience, I see. That's totally fine. Let's, I think probably since we're focusing on issues, let's continue focusing on issues. I think that there's a little bit of mixing of things right now, because I see there's a PR in this column, and I think there's also a couple of PRs in this column. And so let me just maybe fix that as PR. I think like these ones are, they got sent back to like the owners to work on because we don't really have a PRs in progress column, but this one is a to do for the review. So I'll put it into this column, and we can make sure that somebody who's not just Derek is assigned to review it. This one has an LGTM on it, so we can come back to that one.
Yeah, I think I had looked at it and Sergey approved it. I think we're just waiting for someone to approve.
Okay, let's look at this one and then I'll drag this into the approver column. And then I don't know what the status of, is this one, is this still a work in progress, or is this ready for review? The adding restart kubelet flag on end-to-end test.
I'm not sure about that one.
Oh, that is directed at Amim, who is the author.
Yeah, this is about adding a new flag. This has been open for a long time. I don't know if.
Okay, so it's ready for review?
Yeah, it's ready for review.
Okay, let me drag that one to that column, and then let me check this one really quick, and then all of the PRs are out so we can go over the issues. Okay, Sergey LDGTM this one. So let me move that one into the approver column. Okay, no more PRs. So issues in progress. I'm gonna go through, let's do those first because otherwise we won't get, there's a lot of things to do. Do we have Matt on the call? Looks like no. So we're probably not going to be able to request updates from him. However, I don't know if these are still failing tests. So kubelet master and node kubelet conformance seem like duplicates. This is quite an old issue. Does anybody know what the status of this one is?
Nope.
No. Okay, great. I'm going to ask Matt what the status is. And sorry, I can't find my headphones anywhere, so if you have to listen to me type and it's annoying, I apologize. Yeah, it looks like this one has not moved since December. So kubelet node conformance has continually failing tests. That's bad. Is that still true? Yes. What is the test that's failing? Like, are they even running? This looks like not enough logs. Yeah, this isn't even setting up properly. And this has been failing since November. Actually, is this, I don't know how much history we get, but this looks like it's not just one test, like the suite is not running at all. So I will also put a ping on this one. Okay. Establish test plan for SIG Node containerd. I know DIMS is working on this. And I see that he is not tagged on this issue. I know that we recently removed the containerd 1.2 tests because I LGTM'd that. So, and And it looks like we have an assignee here. Any status updates on this one? This looks like it's well taken care of, just in progress. Okay, I will move on to the next thing. Node kubelet orphans tests are failing. Well, that's sad. Any updates on this one, Amin?
We are skipping the SCTP, but it's not totally deflated. Like SCTP has some working going on, so we are skipping on the node boards.
Yeah. What tests are flaking? Timeouts.
Yeah, I can double check this later.
Okay, I will put a triage accepted on this. Okie doke. I know this one is in progress, the assign and enforce SIG ownership of all end-to-ends. Is there anyone on the call who has an update on this one? Like, there have been a lot of PRs for this. So I don't know if there's anything that desperately needs a review. It looks like there's a new PR, but I don't know if this is for Node. This one is not for Node. Yeah, I think that this one is pretty well loved. Memory manager end-to-end tests fail. Is Artyom on the call?
Nope.
Okay. Well, this was only assigned last week, so let me just triage accept this, and we can move on. And it may be fixed. There's a attached PR, which is even the one that I have open. So it looks like there's been progress. Huzzah! Node end-to-end lock contention job. Has this been closed? I guess the PR is closed.
Yeah, I think this got stale and I just closed the PR.
Stale?
Yeah.
I see. I will ask, is this still relevant? I guess it's good. I must be going in the opposite order of Sergey because I guess we're looking at all this old stuff.
Okay.
Okie doke. And we only have 2 more in progress. And that was one that I just assigned, and then this one was already assigned. So that's great. Cool. So to-dos, and some have help wanted. Oh, this is very old. Why was this reopened? Why is this frozen? This is a test failure issue from 2015. Surely this is not still relevant. I'm going to close this.
Was it reopened in 2018?
Yeah, 2018.
Whoa, it survived a lot of bot action then.
It's because it was frozen.
Ah, I see, I see.
So I just removed that. It's why I generally think people should not put frozen on things, because it is applied irresponsibly sometimes. Like, surely that no longer applies. It was a test failure thing. And it was like a test failure thing from, the Stone Age. So Let's see, failing test. Probing container should be restarted with. Interesting. This looks like something that Jack reported. But this, I think, is just the skew test. Would anybody like to volunteer to look into this one? Not to pick on people, but Swati, you've been very quiet. Are you interested in taking a look at this?
I don't think I have expertise in this area, but I could take a look, no problem.
I think that all of us are new and none of us really have expertise. And if that was the limiting factor, I would not be here.
Okay. Okay, sure.
So,
Then assign it to me.
great. You can take a look. I think so. I'm gonna CC Jack Francis, who was complaining about something exact liveness probe failing related. And what's your GitHub username?
SW8EI. Yeah, that's one.
That
That's
one?
the one. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
And I will move this into in progress. Because that one is quite important. That's a release blocker. So of course, feel free to ask help with that one. There was a thread in the Slack about some issues with liveness probe tests not behaving properly. So you might want to read through that. And I'm very happy to help if you have any questions about like the code paths or things like that.
Sure.
I'm very new to this too.
So the Slack thread you mentioned, it's in SIG Node?
Yeah, in pound SIG Node.
Okay, I'll take a look at that. Thanks.
This one has a linked pull request. And it's a conformance test. What is the linked pull request? Oh, it's got a bunch of them and they're all closed. Oh, but this hasn't been updated since December. So I'm going to ask if this is still relevant. Oops, that is not the author of the issue. It's always so confusing when I don't actually see, is this still flaking? Let's see. Options. Exclude non-failed. This is green. So what about these two? Also green. This one has some flakes. But they're just kind of all over the board. And I think there's a way for me to filter by regex for SIG Node. And these don't look particularly, I'm not seeing any patterns in these failures. They're just kind of all over the place. This one maybe a couple more, but okay, I'm gonna close this. Okay, and then we got a rotten one. Oh yeah, this test is kind of flaky. Does anyone want to look at this? I've seen this test flake.
Yes, I do.
Okay, that was Efremani.
Yes, that's me.
Okay, great. And I think
Yeah,
you're
the third one. Yeah, it's me.
Okay. Let's see. And I will also CC David Ashpole on this since he kind of owns this endpoint, even though he has moved on. This flaked relatively recently. Oh, it's just a timeout. How often is it timing out? Often enough. Okay, sounds like we should investigate this one. We need an assignee. Who wants to look at this?
Me again?
You again.
Unless someone else wants to do, but I'm glad to have a look.
Oh,
I am
someone-
very glad for you to have a look.
I think this is the same test that's failing in the other job. So if you fix this, maybe you can fix everything.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know exactly how many overlaps we're going to find here. I'm sure there are going to be some. So this one looks new. This one is a duplicate of, what was it? Just the one that the bot marked as stale. That. I'm going to close this as a. Okay, but this one is new. Should not start app containers if in it. Okay, it just timed out. Anybody want a timeout? Swati, would you like to look at this one?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Okay. Oh, that's an old one. Some of these are very old. We have 12 more to-dos, but we're making good time. So I'm glad that we're doing this. I know this is, I think pod deletes when sources are ready per QoS. This was very flaky. Okay. We think that this was fixed. CC, I think I agree. And actually, I guess, can we see? It doesn't look like it's failing anymore. Yay, closing things. Okay, these two are very old. Maybe I'm gonna pick on David Porter, who I think is here, but being very quiet since this involves, I don't know, container runtimes, even though it is not containerd. I feel like run as group is GA, so this must be done. Oh, maybe I can assign this to Sasha. I think there's no action needed here. Okay. This should have been closed. Yay, we closed a thing. Okay, this is a failing test from 2016? No, deprecate resource usage tracking test. Do we still have this test? Unfortunately, this is still needed, but 2017. So does anybody know if we still have this test? I've never seen this dashboard before.
Same, never seen before. I'm not sure it isn't. Does it work actually?
I don't know. I just selected things and there are no builds listed. So I think that this is deprecatable. I'm going to ask Dims and reach into his long organizational memory. And also I will ping Aaron as well. Like I love seeing an issue starting with a 3. So I'm going to leave that one unclosed. Okay, that is also a duplicate, I think. Well, this says on C group V2. I don't know if this is specific to V2. Or if it was just another timeout. Oh yeah, this is different. So who did we assign to the not V2 one? Would that person also like to take a look at this? I have forgotten, but I can look. Was it this one? I should fix the title of this one. And of course I closed it and didn't see who it was assigned to. Oh, we assigned it to...
I think if it's me,
you're not yet a Kubernetes org member, but I will nonetheless tag you.
Yeah. I was about to say that if it's me, I do want to see the other one. So please.
Great. The bot can whine at me. You can just, once you become an org member, you can just do a /assign on these and it'll fix it. But at least now you're getting the tags.
Got it.
And that should go to in progress. No port forwarding test in the node end-to-end suite. That sounds like coverage missing. I don't know if we want lifecycle frozen on this. I hate it when things like this just sit around. I think this is low priority, so I'm just going to leave this for now. We can come back to it. Okay. Morgan says something about the test script tag groups. I'm going to ask what's going on with this. Node end-to-end test for static pod change. I think that we have this covered. Yeah. I was gonna say, I've reviewed some mirror code, or mirror pod code, I should say, and yeah, I'm pretty sure we have coverage for this. It's just somebody sticks a lifecycle frozen on it and then it never gets closed. So, okay, we only have a few more. That looks like some cleanup. It looks like Sergey's assigned to this, so. Let's put this on our agenda for next time. Oh, and if you want to add yourselves to the agenda for this week, or sorry, to the attendees, I will add myself. You can each add yourselves. I think I put the link in the chat, but if not, I can do that again. And so we'll table this. Clean up no end-to-end node Jenkins. So it's a good first issue. And apparently a group of students is working on it. And given that they are students, they probably, oh, they're recently active. So it looks like they have a PR. This is weird that it doesn't have any labels on it. Maybe the bot just missed it. Oh, maybe it's just because it's a deletion, so the bot doesn't know what to do with it. But then it should at least have like CL, or I guess it does have the CLA check. But it doesn't have an OK to test thing. And this should be on our board, I guess. Okay, well, that's working. Let me pull this one onto the board. Now it should show up, hopefully. Yeah, more bugs. Never ends. I think this one needs a reviewer, so I'll stick it in that column. Okay, I think the rest of the stuff here is old. So that is in progress. Add conformance tests. Oh, there's 3 more here. And I'm gonna just not touch the GPU one. Let's add this to the agenda for next week. At least 114 blocking. That sounds like it's not relevant anymore. I don't. Oh, okay. Aaron says this is still relevant. Does anybody want to look into this one?
Yes.
Don't all volunteer at once. Cool. Okay.
Yep.
Does this one have a triage accepted on it? It's older than that, but I will. And apparently my internet's lagging. There we go. And let me throw this one to in progress. Okay, I think we got through all of the to-dos. Go us. Very exciting. And I guess we've got this one more to do here. And then a few PRs. So how are people feeling? We are 43 minutes into this, so.
Great.
That's very enthusiastic. Meanwhile, I'm kind of like, I'm running out of steam here. Let's do it.
Well, it's kind of the end of the day for us, so I'm like super exhausted.
Yeah, I feel you. Yesterday, code freeze. I've been working pretty long days. It looks like Adiski is looking at this one. I will maybe assign her and see if she'll look at this. Okay, great. So we got 5 more PRs, and then I think the board will be in no, 4 more PRs because the card counts as one thing. And then we can just throw these all to the review in progress column, I think, and we can try to find some reviewers for them. This one needs an okay to test. It's probably backlog because it's just adding some coverage for unit tests. Fixed structure one. That does not sound like a node enhancements thing, so I will remove that from this board. And it is on the structured logging migration board, so we're good there. Add a test case for state.go. And there are some reviews here, which is great. Okay to test, triage accepted. I don't know if there was a priority set on this one, but I'll just set it. Waiting on the author. Last update dependencies and local node test runner. I feel like that's not really us. Oh, that's just a comment. Let's all GTM this. I'm just going to remove this from the node triage board later. We did it! Triage is empty.
Yay.
Yay. Now I'm going to encourage everybody just sort of offline we've got like 10 PRs here that I think need review. I'm pretty sure that most of them, anybody can just go ahead and pick them up. I'm not going to run through these and assign them because I think that we might have some triage to do on the other board for the second half of this meeting. Are there any other Node CI topics for today? I think we did really great in terms of board cleanup. Sounds like no. Okay, I'm going to stop recording and then we can jump into the second half, which is just all of the other things triage. So let me stop recording.